Hey everybody, my name is Ed Trevors. I'm an Anglican priest in the Diocese of Nova Scotia and Prince Edward Island. I get to serve in the beautiful town of Shelburne, Nova Scotia, in the awesome parish of Church Shelburne that sits on the ancestral and on the unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. I give thanks for you every day. I thank God for the time that you spend with me. I thank God for the prayers that you offer on my behalf. And I thank God especially for all that you're teaching me and sharing with me in the comments below. So we're going to have another conversation about the comments because I've learned something interesting about myself. At least I think I've learned something interesting about myself. And through that, it's taught me maybe how to better relate to people. So 99.9% of the comments that I receive are usually very encouraging. They ask questions. They are intuitive. They are interesting. They are thought-provoking. They're really wonderful. I genuinely mean I get a lot from what you offer me. I genuinely mean that. I really consider myself in a much better place now than I was weeks ago. But every now and then I get a comment that tells me that I'm horrible, that tells me that my God is awful, that tells me that I believe in a psychopath, that tells me that I believe in an invisible man, that tells me what my motivations are, or tells me what my faith is. And oftentimes when I read those, and I do read them because I'm trying to learn from everything. That's the good Stoic in me. And they hit me, and they kind of wash over me, and I'm never entirely certain what to do with them because they feel out of place. They're not out of place because everybody else is so wonderful and happy and supportive. They're out of place because it just doesn't sound like they're meant for me. Now, I know they're addressed to me. They're in the comments of the channel, my channel that I've put videos on, so they're obviously addressed to me. But they're not meant for me. And I think that's what I've come to understand. What I mean by that is they're speaking to a priest. They're speaking to a religious figure. They're speaking to a person of religious authority. They're speaking to a person of faith. They're speaking to a person who is taking a particular medium to share their faith, their philosophy, their morals, their values in this particular setting. So when they speak to me and say the things that they're saying, those words, before they're ever even typed out, have to go through these filters that they've put in place. This is what a priest looks like. This is what a priest says. This is what a priest believes. This is what a religious figure believes. This is what a church believes. They've already got all that stuff lined up. And by the time it comes and comes in my direction, I'm lost because that's not me. That's not me at all. I don't even know who they're talking to. And so now all of a sudden I feel like wait a second, am I confused? Am I being defensive? Is blah, 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 blah? No, I'm not confused. I'm not the person that their message was actually meant for. I was the target, but I wasn't the person they were actually trying to speak to. It's interesting, that's how we do it, right? We have a conversation with each other and we carry into that conversation these preconceived notions. And rather than having a conversation directly one-on-one with nothing in between us, I end up putting all this stuff in between us and you end up putting all this stuff in between us. And by the end of it, neither of us is talking to the person that's actually across from them. Neither of us is talking to the person that we're actually trying to engage with. We are talking to the experiences and to the moments that all of these preconceived notions come from. This was a great lesson for me because I do it. If I have a bad day and I'm having a conversation in a meeting, then boom, I'll have some of that bad day stuff is in between me and that meeting. Or if I'm having a meeting with a politician, I know what politicians are like, bang, bang, bang. If I'm having a meeting with other clergy, I know what other clergy are like, bang, bang, bang. It's problematic because I'm missing out on having a wonderful conversation with a person, with a genuine person that I'm engaged with, and I'm actually heaping all of these things on them that are not theirs to bear and that are going to stop us from genuinely, authentically relating and sharing in this moment. So what I've found is now when I see these comments, I ask myself who they're talking to. So seriously, I want to know who it is that they're talking to so that I can do everything I can to avoid being that kind of person. Those comments teach me a lot. Now that I've sort of crawled my way up above, they've taught me a lot. And now going forward into conversations, I'm going to try to be really aware that when I'm speaking to someone, that I'm actually seeing them. I'm actually engaging with them and not with all this preconceived baggage that I'm heaping down on top of them. So who are you talking to? I'm really kind of blown away by that very simple question. And I think asking it when we have these moments, when we're engaged with one another, asking that question, I think it could offer us invaluable riches. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord make His face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord lift up His countenance upon you, and may you always know the peace of being in God's presence. And I pray that when you have those wonderful opportunities to connect with somebody, that you ask that question, who am I talking to? So that you can connect to that real person across from you. Amen.